The Puck Portfolio with Andy MacNeil.
Hey, welcome to the Puck Portfolio. My name is Andy MacNeil. I'm your host. I'm here on weekdays to provide NHL projections, picks, betting advice, and strategies to help you make informed bets throughout the NHL season. And today is Tuesday, April 2nd. Finally made it past April Fool's Day. Too many nonsensical stories going around on Twitter on Monday, but it's Tuesday. We've got another 8 games on the docket. A losing night on Monday. Lost my lone bet on the Philadelphia Flyers. Just a smaller bet to win a half unit. Did not win that bet. Obviously, the Flyers teased us a bit as they forced overtime, trailing 3-2 late in the game, tied it up 3-3, but lost in OT to the New York Islanders. Ivan Fedotov making his debut. John Tortorella choosing to yank Samuel Ersson. Didn't like what he was seeing out of Ersson, and Fedotov got his uh, first chance to make an impression on Flyers fans, and he made quite an impression. He made an impression on his coach, John Tortorella, saying after the game that he was the only player playing, especially in the second period. He was really impressed with the goaltender making his NHL debut. I would imagine he's probably earned himself another start. So we'll see or probably earned himself his first start since he did come in relief of Samuel Ersson in that game. So I think there's a good chance we could see him versus Buffalo on Thursday, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Another story coming out of that game is Flyers captain Sean Couturier was injured and he left and did not return. So we'll await an update on his status as we get through the day here. Nothing yet from the Flyers, but yeah, bit of hockey action to get to here on Tuesday. Of course, we locked in a 1-unit bet on the Capitals at plus 114 on Monday's show. They're in action against the Buffalo Sabres here today, and this one's a big one. Not so much for Buffalo. They still think they've got a chance, but they don't. The Capitals, though, very much in the mix here. And according to my projections, which you can check out at canadasportsbetting.ca, the Capitals now have a 72% chance of making the playoffs. Philadelphia's odds of making the playoffs dropped down to 54% after that overtime loss against the Islanders. Of course, it would have dropped a bit more if not for getting that 1 point. The Detroit Red Wings, they bumped up to 43% after a 4-2 win over the Tampa Bay Lightning. The New York Islanders, they got that extra point against the Flyers, and that brought them up from 16% to 23%. Pittsburgh, 4%. New Jersey, 3%. So those teams pretty much out of it. The Isles pretty much out of it too. But hey, things can change here in a hurry if they go ahead and win out, which is going to be pretty tough. But anyway, we locked in that bet on the Washington Capitals to beat the Buffalo Sabres on Tuesday, and there's still a little bit of value out there on the Washington Capitals. Pinnacle Sports actually plus 118 right now, and some other books showing plus 114 back at FanDuel. The Score Bet plus 115. A lot of plus 110 out there. No reason to take that. So if you like the Capitals like I do, then you can definitely find plus 114 or better, which is the price that we were locking it in at on Monday's show. So Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, he's likely going to start for the Sabres, has not been confirmed. Charlie Lindgren has not been confirmed either. Like I said on yesterday's show, though, I think it is going to be Lindgren. The Caps have a back-to-back on Wednesday or on Thursday and Friday, sorry. Those are some games that there's a scheduled loss in there, so they can feed Kemper maybe to the Carolina Hurricanes or the Pittsburgh Penguins, whatever. But I would expect them to go with Charlie Lindgren today, and I suspect when that happens, the odds are going to move towards the Washington Capitals. But I guess we'll see. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they pulled off an upset over the New York Rangers on Monday, keeping their playoff hopes on life support. Now they're going to face off against the Devils team that has had 3 days off. Like I said, Pittsburgh playoff chances sitting around 4%, while the Devils sitting at 3%. And as I mentioned on Monday's show, there is, not much going on here um, with this game, but things did move toward the Penguins a bit. The Devils too big of a favorite, and not surprised to see the odds shift towards the Penguins a little bit here. But this game, I mean, whoever wins this one pretty much puts the other out of their misery. But neither of these teams really have a chance on Tuesday. The Florida Panthers, they're taking on the Canadians. Looks like Samuel Montembeault will start for Montreal. Florida probably disappointed a lot of bettors on Monday, losing to the Montreal or to the Toronto Maple Leafs. They were a decent sized favorite when the line closed. Toronto's odds got up to around plus 125. As you know, I thought the Leafs should just be a plus 110 underdog. So there was quite a bit of value on the Leafs around close, and they got the job done, taking down the Panthers. I've been talking about the Panthers' struggles recently, how they've ranked, in the bottom half of the league in 5-on-5 expected goals percentage over the last month or so. And that's not a good sign heading into the playoffs. And I think it's Montreal or nothing in this game. I'm not going to lock in a bet on the Canadians just yet, but I would consider it at some point, as we are seeing some bigger prices out there. Actually, the best in market price right now is plus 205. I'd like to see a little bit more than that. We'll see where it goes, because the Canadians, they've pulled off some offsets, but they haven't been great as bigger underdogs. And the other one is the Chicago Blackhawks. I'm not, looking to necessarily bet on the Blackhawks here, but if this one keeps climbing, I will, because I don't think the Isles should be this big of a favorite. Fortunately, nobody is, holding my feet to the fire, forcing me to make a bet on a really bad Chicago team here. But I think it's Chicago or nothing, and I think it's Montreal or nothing. So possibly some bets on some bigger underdogs, but I think I'll hold off for now. Just going to stick with the Washington Capitals plus 114 or better. That's a 1 unit play. And looking ahead to Wednesday, Toronto's odds, they got a whole lot longer before their game against the Panthers. As I mentioned, closed around plus 125 on the money line. And now I think they're opening up a bit too short against the Lightning on Thursday, currently minus 115. Available at North Star Bets. They've got odds up on the next day's NHL games. So I'm going to lock in Toronto at minus 115 to win 1 unit. There's a good chance that Morgan Riley is back in the lineup. So the Maple Leafs could be getting their best defenseman back. And they've shown, game against Edmonton, the game against Florida, that they can get up for these good teams like the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've got a penchant maybe for playing down to some bad teams, but Toronto's done a good job of getting up for these games, and I think there's a lot of value here on the Maple Leafs at minus 115. I think they should close closer to the minus 130 range. So lock in the Maple Leafs to win 1 unit at minus 115. Of course, we've got the Oilers at the Stars. This is a big matchup. A potential playoff preview, a matchup that we might see in a couple of months' time. But Edmonton, they lost another road game on Monday, and they are 17-14 as road favorites this season for a loss of roughly 4 units. So betting chalk on the Oilers on the road, not a good idea. But of course, they will not be a road favorite in Dallas on Wednesday. It'll be one of the few times that Edmonton is a road dog, and they've only been an underdog in 6 road games this season. They've gone 3-3 straight up for a profit of 0.27 units. The Stars, they are a good team though, and I don't think anybody should take the fact that they really aren't offering a ton of value on the Oilers here, or there's no value according to my model. But it's not a really appealing price. I mean, you'd have to think Edmonton was a lot better than Dallas to take the current odds on the Oilers. But, over the last month, the Dallas Stars, best team in the league, expected goals for percentage in all situations, 63.81%, according to Evolving Hockey. And they're backing it up too with a 63.1% goal share. They're outscoring teams 4.15 to 2.42 right now. That's over a 13 game stretch. So yeah, Dallas looking really good. lately. The Oilers, I mean, they're still one of the strongest teams in the league, very comparable to the Dallas Stars in a lot of ways, but I would not be reaching here on the Edmonton Oilers. I think this one should be priced around minus 123 in favor of the Dallas Stars. The only other game that I'm looking at, I am in fact going to lock in a small bet on the Arizona Coyotes for Wednesday. And now this is sort of a bet on Artur Silvos being the Vancouver Canucks goaltender. Of course, the Canucks are in action on Tuesday against the Vegas Golden Knights. They're playing the second half of a back to back in Arizona on Wednesday. And I think the Coyotes should be closer to a plus 127 underdog. And therefore, I can bet 135 at North Star Bets. A couple of other places too, I believe, but they've got odds up right now, plus 135 on the Coyotes. That's a half unit play. So that pretty much does it for today's episode of the Puck Portfolio. Just wanted to provide you guys with a quick update. Of course, going over a little bit of Tuesday's NHL action. We've got one bet on the Washington Capitals plus 114 or better. That's a one unit play. And then tomorrow, one unit on the Toronto Maple Leafs to win one unit at minus 115. This one opening up at minus 146 at FanDuel. I just noticed. So grab that minus 115 while you still can. And then the other small bet that I have is on the Arizona Coyotes, hoping it's Connor Ingram versus Arthur Silvos for the Vancouver Canucks. That's on Wednesday, plus 135 or better, a half unit play. But that pretty much does it. We'll see you again on Wednesday. We'll be looking ahead to Thursday's NHL odds. Until then, drop a like on the video and good luck with your bets.